Hello, welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? I'm recovering from being sick. Yeah, I really thought it was gonna miss me this time because like everybody was getting sick and I was feeling fine, right? And then we had the grandkids this weekend and it was planned out that we would have them all weekend, and I got sick Friday night. I could just feel it coming on. Oh man, talk about a bummer. So Saturday, the grandkids are watching me. I did pop a Motrin just because to get rid of the, like the fever and the body aches and, everything else just for a little while so I could concentrate more on them because we had other stuff, going on. And yeah, but then by Saturday night I was done for, and Sunday was a lot better. It really was. And I don't take Motrin lightly, so I figured the very few times I take it per year, I'll be okay. Everybody ditched me today, so I made myself chicken noodle soup and hot tea and just doing my thing. It's so much milder than what other people have had, so if this is the end of it, I'm so thankful. Because yeah, I had such big plans for the weekend with the grandkids, and that all went out the window. Yep. Yes, it did. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I have to save my voice for the editing and everything else. We are doing another soap to do today, another random sass soap. 3 things: be kind, be forgiving, and be you. And let's go check out Turn the Tide. Okay, into our soap. First of all, ignore my voice. Second of all, notice the bottles on the left-hand side. They have mica and a little bit of oil in them. Just to note, yeah, next time I did this, I mixed the batter in a container and then poured it into the bottles. It was immensely so much easier. As for this soap, the fragrance oil is Turn the Tide from Nurture's Handmade. And it performed spectacularly, as you could see from the thumbnail of this video. Yes, so I've seen this done before. I have tried it before. I've messed it up before. Long time ago I did it. But I just had this crazy hankering to do it again since I was playing with the slab mold. And definitely going to try this one in a regular mold. Actually, I've already just done that. But you will see it. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We're like, a couple months ahead of ourselves. But anyway, poured off about approximately, a third into each bottle, and I'm going to try and mix it, which, like I said, was not very fun to do. The last time I did it, I put it into containers and mixed it. It was so much easier than trying to get the mica incorporated this way. And I know a lot of people complain about cleaning the bottles. I'm not going to show you on this one, but I have found that if you just let them set, you can clean the covers out with just hot water. But if you leave them, I leave the covers on and I let them set, and then I let them just dry out for a day, and you can actually just squeeze the bottle and work it around and get almost all that soap out and use it as soap dough. So, it's a really fun tactic, and at least then I have something else to play with. So now for this pour, you're going to want to use a fragrance oil that is fluid, that doesn't accelerate, and that possibly even deaccelerates. So, citrus ones are really good at that. I took a chance on this one, but it did say it worked well in, cold process soap. So I just took a chance and went with it. Yeah, like I've literally never used this fragrance oil before, but I was really impressed and I really like the scent. So you basically just go around and make circles and cover your circles with the next one. If it starts to thicken up, like when it's fluid, it's pretty easy, but you still want to make sure you try and keep the shape of the circle. So you want to kind of push it in a little bit so it pushes it out. But, I overran some and it's okay. It's all okay. It's it's such a cool pour. And being it was in the slab mold, it was so much easier to cut and figure out how to do it. So if you had a big slab mold, you could just do a 1-inch bar, and then you could shave off the top if you needed to. But yeah, it was really fascinating to actually accomplish it. The last time I did it, I think I had too much batter and I panicked, and I can't remember. That was like a mint mojito, and it was like a long time ago. I remember. I'll put the video in the links below so you can look back and see what I did. Because I panicked. But I guess it's all a learning curve too, But yeah, it turned out great. It turned out absolutely great. So when I washed these bottles out, I didn't let them dry. I just put water in them, and it was so gross because it was like the soap didn't quite saponify because it didn't dry out. So then it was still this greasy stuff in there, until it was a mess. I should have just washed them out right away like I would planned, but soaking stuff just it never works. You shouldn't soak stuff. No. That's my philosophy. But as you can see, it's getting a little thicker and harder to pour or to push through, but what do you think? Isn't that stellar? You can see the little air holes, but I did try to tap them down. I didn't even want to cut this. It was so cute. It was just nothing fancy, but it was so cute. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you about the colors. So the colors in this were Indigo Girls, which is the medium blue, Spacewalk, which is the dark blue, and Pool Party, which is the light baby blue. Yeah, all from Mad Micas. Isn't that just amazing? They're so cute. Yeah, I had so much fun with this. Absolutely so much fun. I'm so glad I wasn't sick while I was making all my soaps. Got sick after I was done doing my spring line, which I basically did in a week. Yeah, I had them all planned out. It was just doing them, doing them. Yeah, the bottom looks funky, doesn't it? It's kind of cool. It's cool in its own way, yeah. But, so what do you do when you're sick? Do you have things that you do you have specific traditions? Do you rub your child down with essential oils, or do you diffuse essential oils? Do you make them hot water and honey with lemon? I think that's what my daughter does. My kids, my boys, when they're sick, they just drink a ton of tea with honey. Although you gotta watch what temperature you put that honey in. You might as well just take a scoop of honey and eat it. You're probably better off. But I do like my tea sweetened, so I like hot tea sweetened. If I'm drinking cold tea, I like unsweetened tea, which that is really weird. Not that I don't hate sweet tea when it's cold. I just prefer unsweetened cold tea. But yeah, chicken noodle soup is what used to be a staple, but now my one son complains about it, and so I don't always make it when I probably should. I do usually have a bone broth in the freezer for them. Trying to think. I guess, as they grew up, their doctor always said it doesn't matter what they drink, just make sure they drink something. And so that's always been my philosophy. It's like it doesn't matter if they wanted 7-Up. My grandpa used to bring me root beer, so when I was sick. So I can't even say anything, but 7-Up, Gatorade, they're all bad for you. What does it matter, But anything they would drink, I would be like, absolutely, here you go. You can have it. You know, if you have the sore throat thing and then the feeding it the sugar, that doesn't really help, you know, but depends on what type of sickness they have and what, you know, all that stuff. But anyway, yeah. What do you think of these soaps? Tell me the truth. What do you think of these soaps? Are they not just the coolest, cutest thing you've ever seen? I don't know about you, but I think they turned out spectacular. Here they are when they were totally cured. And as always, I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by, and I will see you next time. God bless.